Welcome to this lesson in Photoshop on using the healing brush. In this lesson, we'll go over the healing brush, the spot healing brush, and the patch tool. So let's begin. Okay, as you can see, we've got old image.jpg open. We also have bluebeard.jpg open, which we will talk about here in just a minute. It will come into play when we use our patch tool. Okay, let's talk about our healing brush. It is the 7th icon down on your toolbar, although if you're learning your keyboard shortcuts as you should, it is keyboard shortcut J as in Joker. You'll see it light up here. Let's talk about the spot healing brush tool first. The spot healing brush tool is going to be your point and shoot tool for this lesson, meaning you're going to click and it's going to work. The way that the tool works and the way Photoshop uses it is that anything inside your cursor, when you click, it's going to take and average together color-wise, meaning the darkest darks and the lightest lights. It will put together to try and average out and come up with a middle ground that it thinks that you want. It's most important that you know that when you use this tool, your cursor size matters, because the bigger the cursor, the more colors it'll pull in, the more change it'll make. For example, let's say that I want to fix this area right here. Ideally, you only want your cursor to be as big as the problem or what you want to fix. So I would say that that is perfect right there. So all I have to do is click once and it fixes it. You see how it left that little black mark in the middle? It kind of averages out together. If I were to make my cursor a little bit smaller, try it again, you see how the black is not as prominent. So maybe that looks a little bit better when I took the cursor size down. What you don't want to do, again, is to have a cursor that's super huge to fix this little issue right here. And you see how, while it fixed it in the middle, if you look around the edges here, you can see how it looks like a circle. You can kind of see what we call ghosting. And you can kind of see where the circle was. You don't want to see that. You can see the big difference there. So again, you only want your cursor to be as big as the issue you're trying to fix, like that. No ghosting, it really blends in well. Another way you can use the spot healing brush is to swipe. Now you must be very careful when you use the spot healing brush to swipe, because while you can use it this way, it does lead to more ghosting and more trouble, especially if you get overzealous with it. And what I mean by that is, if I want to fix this line right here, maybe what I want to do is do small, quick strokes, like so. Like that. What you don't want to do is something like this. Let me jump back a few steps. What you don't want to do is go back and do this, because see how it left some damage down here, and there's a slight little line right there. You don't want to make wholesale big changes. Think about the process of using the healing brushes and the patch tool on photographs as having plastic surgery on a celebrity's face or your face. The more plastic surgery you do, the worse it's going to look, and you'll never be able to go back to the way your face looked originally because you've messed with it too much. And we've all seen celebrities and people that have had way too much surgery done and their face just looks awful. Well, the same principle applies with using these tools, especially when you get into color photographs. The more you use it, especially in the same area, the worse it'll look, the nastier it'll look, and you'll never be able to go back to the original unless you have that file. Okay, so you have to be careful. The next tool we want to look at is the healing brush itself. You need to think of the healing brush as your targeter, your sniper rifle, so to speak. What the healing brush will do is it's going to ask you to target an area. Now you'll see my cursor has some white in it. That's because earlier I was using that tool to target a white area. So what I need to do is, if I want to fix this part of his forehead right here, I want to find an area that matches up next to it so it can average it together. So if I want to fix this, maybe right here would be good, or even right here. To use this tool, I hold down the Option key on my keyboard, Option, and you'll notice that my cursor turns into a target. Cursor size is very important here too, because you click once and you let go, and Photoshop will put that area that you targeted inside your cursor. Now, if I made my cursor bigger, you can see that it would fill in the blanks with that area. So you only want it as big as what you need. So I want to kind of average that out together, and as you can see, if I move it over a little bit, it kind of looks good there. Maybe I want to retarget this area, hold Option down right there, kind of move it over like that. See how it averages the 2 points together. Retarget this area here, move it over to there, maybe retarget this area here, and do that. That looks pretty good. Using the healing brush, you're going to be targeting over and over again to try and get the look right. You're never going to be able to target one area to fix everything because, of course, light changes, colors change, and it would be impossible to fix. Like, I couldn't really use the same target I just did right there. I need to match the light and the exposure on this side, so I'm probably going to have to do that one right there. Match it up like that. Maybe target his forehead completely to go over like so, target like so. I could probably do a little bit better job, but for the purposes of this, you kind of get the idea of what I'm going for. Now, if you have two areas that have different color like this, you can always target the in-between and kind of bump it up like that so that you have half of what you need. And now that we have only the brown coat remaining, we can target simply the brown coat. Let's see, that doesn't look right. So we can make our cursor a little bit bigger down here and maybe average it like that. Retarget, average it like that. See how it looks better. Okay. The last tool that we need to talk about is the patch tool. This tool requires a steady hand because you're going to be manually drawing around a patch that you need to fix and averaging it with another area. What I mean by that is if I come up here and I use click and hold, if I drag around this area here and let go, you'll notice that I have my marching ants on the screen. When I put my cursor in the middle, it has a little patch with a little arrow next to it, meaning that it's ready to be moved. I click and drag, and you'll notice that the area that is in the selection, wherever I move it to, is appearing in the area that I just left. It's going to average them together. So you want to kind of keep it close to the same, especially with skin tone. So let's do this right here. And it averages this area and this area. By the way, to get rid of your marching ants, to get rid of your selection on the screen, to go to a new patch selection, you need to hit Command D as in dog. Command D as in dog will deselect your area. Okay? So if I want to fix this patch here, select it, move it, deselect, done. The important thing to remember with the Quick Select tool or the patch tool and all these healing tools is that you will find that there is a specific tool for a specific job. You're not going to be able to get away with just using the spot healing brush on everything or just the healing brush on everything or just the patch tool on everything. Each one will do a specific thing for you, and with experience and practice, you guys will realize what tool is best for what job. One last piece of advice that I need to give about this assignment is that you need to go slow. Think of yourself as the turtle in the tortoise and the hare race. If you go fast, if you grab your spot healing brush and you just start doing one of these deals where you just come in and click and just you're going fast like this because you want to get done and look at your phone or play games or something. A lot of this is what I have seen in the last 10 years. And you see how this white ghosty look comes up? That's the bad plastic surgery look. That's the ghosting that will appear. And that does not look good. You can even see it over here propping up on my layers preview. It does not look good. So please, please, please take your time, do good work. Think of yourself as a surgeon, okay? You have to take your time, practice. If you go fast, you're not going to get results that you're going to like, okay? This is the first assignment you need to complete. The old image, you need to fix it up completely and then turn it in. The second assignment that you need to do is Bluebeard. I've been using Bluebeard for nearly a decade now, so I know what it should look like when you're done. Specifically for Bluebeard, what I need you to do is to fix as many of these little moles as you can. You don't have to fix all of them, but the ones that you can kind of clean up and average in with the skin tone, you need to do. You need to fix the wrinkles on his forehead and maybe just a few of the wrinkles around his face and chin. Do not get rid of this facial hair here or here or here, okay? Be very cognizant of the light on his face. You see how it's brighter in the middle. Do not try to average in skin tones from here down here. Lastly, if you work fast on Bluebeard, if you do a sloppy job, his skin will literally look like it's been burned and or very fuzzy, and that makes it very easy for me to know that you didn't take your time. So patience, go slow, short strokes, short clicks. Do not click many times in the same area, and just be patient with yourself, okay? So you need to have old man image done, or old image JPEG done, and Bluebeard done and turned in. That concludes our lesson on the healing brush. Next time we'll talk about selections and even more advanced healing brush techniques. Thank you for watching.